Men of Reddit. What was a time when you thought a woman was giving obvious signals but turns out that wasn't the case? It happened just a couple of days ago to me in traffic. This girl had her blinker on and I thought she was going to turn, but she kept going straight. Got sent a picture of her butt with "come visit soon" across her panties with those iron-on letters. Attempted to visit soon, got told we were just friends. That's not mixed signals, that's being an gaping asshole. Before. She sent flirty messages to me. Then she started talking about hanging out and doing stuff. She sent pics of herself in corsets sometimes. Other times, she sent pics in her underwear. After. I don't know where you got that idea. But I mean, what would anybody think? Edit. Actually, there is a postscript to that. She got rolled out by our female mutual friends over that. Saying stuff like that was low even for you. Of course he thought you wanted him. Look at what you sent. You do shit like this to guys all the time. It's not cute anymore, etc. Fake. None of them have spoken to her since. I never even told them what happened. She told them and they jumped down her throat about it. They were pissed. Shout out to those mutual friends. You were too close to home to let slide and they had your back. One time a girl was hella flirting with me at a group outing. Holding my hand, caressing my beard. She even said something incredibly sexual, something along the lines of, "I want you to K me on a table with your hand around my throat." This was after some drinks, so it was a gradual build up to that point. When I attempted to hook up with her, she told me I had the wrong idea. I DK anymore. At a work function, a super hot coworker whispered in my ear that she wanted me to throw her against the wall and fuck her. Next day at work, I asked if she meant that or if that was the wine talking. She said she's not sure why she said it. Narrator. It was the wine. Witnessed it happen to a buddy. We were at a festival and this woman gravitates towards him. They strike up a conversation and proceed to spend the next 2 days talking nonstop. She's doing a lot of flirting and touching. I'm happy for my boy, who honestly is a great guy that has a hard time making the first move with women. He's not a player at all. He asks for her number when the festival is winding down and she turns him down because she has a BF. Turns out he works the festival and can't entertain her. He tells us on the way home. The guys are like, WTF? And the women in our group wanted to get the pitchforks out. Edit. Looking at some other comments, I think the folks that suggested she was looking for a hookup were onto something. But my buddy isn't the type to hook up upon meeting. I think his entry window expired as the festival wound down. Oh fuck. You're gonna make me relive this. There was this girl I used to have a huge crush on for years. She knew about it. A lot of water ran down that river. Then a group of my friends, her included, went to spend a few days at my grandparents' vacation house. Drinking, going out, going to the beach, having a great time. The whole time this girl is all over me. Sleeping next to me with her arm on top of me, sitting on my lap. Once she said, "Oh, I'm about to go shower," and I jokingly said, "Better go in groups to save time." To which she replied, "You wanna come?" We held hands and everything. Even my friends told me they were noticing that we were super close together. Eventually our time there ends and we return home. But after like a week, I tweeted I was going back there. She replied, "Can I join?" To which I said, "Yes, so we go. Just the two of us. We watch movies cuddled up on the couch, sleep in the same bed, everything." Eventually I obviously went in for the kiss. She literally screamed and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I told her I thought she had been all over me for a few days. That even our friends thought so, and she said, "Oh, I think you all got the wrong idea, so yeah, that sucked." After some of these stories, the men are clueless about our signals jokes really make my eyes roll. Women are just as clueless about the signals they're sending, and that's why half of us now ignore obvious signs. Bro, a few years after I met this other girl at a friend's birthday and we vibed. I asked her, "Can I kiss you?" And she looked at me surprised. "Do you really have to ask?" I thought I was being obvious. She was. But I'm not taking any chances. She invited me on a 2-night ski trip. Said she really wanted me to go because she wanted to hang out with me outside of the environment where we met. Jumped in the backseat with me and slept against me most of the way there. Spent a good amount of time playfully teaching me how to ski because I've never been before. Very flirty. Came to the lodge on the day I decided to relax rather than ski and spent the day sitting with me learning card games and talking. Really good conversation. Pulled out a blanket and cuddled during a movie that evening. Planned to make an official move once we got home and got super excited when she pulled me aside to talk about something on our own. She asked me to help her hook up with my best friend on the way home. My friends on the trip ended up being madder about it than I was. I was just confused and kinda broken. Actually stayed that way for a while too. Couldn't help but think that if I had gotten that situation wrong, how could I ever know that a girl is actually interested? Edit. Guess I left an important part out. The trip was to chaperone kids we worked with, which is also how we met. Her group and mine began working together to get the kids to socialize a little more. The only time we weren't surrounded by, and looking after children was when they were on the slopes. Even the cuddling on a couch during the movie was done with a floor full of kiddos in the same room. Making any type of move on the actual trip beyond what was already being made would have been wrong place, wrong time. Also, I'm happily married 14 years running now. So no need for wishes of luck, or words of encouragement in romance. In college, a group of 4 of us were smoking weed and hanging out, 2 guys and 2 girls. We were all being flirty and dancing, and it was a great time. At some point we kinda huddled up, and one of the girls which I was interested in was stroking my dick through my pants. Found out a few minutes later when it happened again that it was the dude. I was so pissed I only let him do it a few more times before moving away. When I was younger I did this a lot. And it's the main reasons I've never been friends with girls. Every time they laugh at a dumb joke or they touch my shoulder or just be nice to me, I would fall in love, and it wasn't even them I was in love with, it was the attention that I never really got. In the 90s. A cutie working at the mall gave me a free pair of Jordans 12. I went back the next day and she gave me another free pair of the same shoe, different color. This time I asked for her and she declined because she had a BF. She said she was quitting that job soon and felt generous. I was positive this girl at my job was into me and asked for her number. I was even feeling like the man after, but she completely ignored my text. Lol. Almost 10 years ago I'm working as a cashier. This girl my age comes up to my register and tells me she likes my hair, she likes my tattoos. I thank her, tell her I like hers too, especially her no-face one because I also have a no-face tattoo. She asks if I'm from around here. I say yes, I live just around the corner, but I grew up a few towns over. Well, she asks if she could have my number. So I start telling her, she cuts me off, hands me her phone to type it in myself. I read that shit over like 5 times to make sure I entered it right because this girl had me wrapped around her finger with this move. Well, she never fucking texted me. Lol. Always gotta call yourself before you hand it back. A girl at the gym was staring at me for multiple days, like to the point it was awkward if I didn't introduce myself. I said hi and I thought we hit it off. I asked for her number and she gave it to me and her last name. I texted her the next day, no response. I waited a week to text her again and she told me she just got out of a relationship and wasn't looking to date at the moment. I said okay, see you at the gym. I see her at the gym, we just say hi, but she's never texted me again and I haven't texted her. This was like 9 months ago. I later found out she talks to a lot of people at the gym. Lol. I usually take it as a sign when she is in my bedroom with her clothes off. Surprisingly, this only means she is interested maybe 10% of the time. A friend of mine had offered a girl to crash on his couch after some LARP event. He went to fetch blankets for her and came back to her naked and smiling, and he panicked and just tossed the blankets at her and shouted, "Here are blankets, sleep well," as he was retreating. I had a woman say she wanted to be with me for the rest of her life. We even signed some paperwork and invited people over. Turns out none of that was correct. A girl at this coffee shop I frequented would always come to the window to ring me out and inquire about my life. She'd give me compliments damn near every time. Lean forward when talking to me, hold up the line to talk to me, laugh at everything, and get embarrassed over small, minor, unimportant mistakes. I asked other girls that I knew didn't like me to see if the signals were a sign that she was flirting, and they agreed. So instead of asking for her number, I gave her mine to put the ball in her court, and if she wanted to talk, she could text me. If not, nothing lost, nothing gained. A week passes with no text. I finally see her again at the shop. She rushes to the window and says she somehow accidentally lost my number, so she hands a slip of paper with her name and number on it, even dotting the I with a heart. I texted it later that day, to no response whatsoever. Now when I go, she actively dodges me, by avoiding sight from the window, hides when I pull up. You would have thought I sent a dick picture or was overtly sexual or something. Nope, none of that. I literally asked if this was so-and-so from the coffee shop I frequented. That was it. LMAO. Everyone around me is confused by the mixed signals too. She doesn't even need to dodge me like who gives a fuck if you aren't interested.